What's up, everybody? Welcome to my new show, The MMA Circle, where I'm going to break down fights for you, give you my predictions, and just talk about MMA in general. The first video I'm ever going to do is going to be for UFC 207, breaking down the first fight of the night, which is Nico Price versus Brandon Thatch, so let's get started. Nico Price is making his UFC debut as a late replacement to face Brandon Thatch. Price is 8-0. Thatch is 11-4. 3 of Thatch's losses are due to losing his last 3 fights by submission. Nico Price is, of course, undefeated, so no losses there. I really feel like the UFC has been throwing Thatch a bone for pretty much his whole career. Look at his last fight. It was against Zaire Bahadurzada, who came off of an 800 and something day layoff to fight Thatch, and Thatch was unable to capitalize. This fight is no exception. It's just another bone. They're trying to match him up well because he's marketable, okay? From what I've seen of Price, his striking is pretty sloppy. He throws big, looping, unorthodox strikes and finds himself off balance quite a bit. In the striking department, Thatch has a serious advantage. He's very technical, very powerful, and has a really good understanding of timing and range. Other than big show experience, though, Thatch probably has no other advantages in this fight. Nico Price is a product of American Top Team Cape Coral. It's a branch of American Top Team, and he trains under BJJ black belt Guillermo Hardoy. His nickname is the Hybrid, and I believe that's because of his style and his ability to keep a high pace throughout the fight. Nico has been doing grappling and striking tournaments for at least 6 years from what I could find, and looked pretty solid in all of them. I have no clue what his belt rankings are, but I'm assuming he's somewhere between a high-level blue belt and a medium-level brown belt. I also believe he's the first fighter from his gym to make it to the UFC, so that could add a little bit of pressure. The Hybrid, to me, seems like a fighter that was brought up the right way. I think he was realistic about fighting and developed his skills over a long period of time so he can handle his own wherever the fight takes place. Thatch, on the other hand, is mostly a striker, never really developed his grappling game. Nico Price has pretty good power in his hands. He's good at catching guys with big shots off of angles. They're not technically sound shots, but they land. Thatch hasn't looked the same since his UFC debut. His opponents as of late, they've been able to expose his weakness, and his weakness is on the ground. He's good at defending the takedown in round 1, but his cardio starts to go in round 2. His opponents, they just have an easier time taking him down as the fight progresses. He's lethal in the clinch with his knees and elbows, but if you can't get off your back at this level, you're kind of screwed. He's been cracked on the chin in his last 2 fights. That's a bad sign against a guy that hits as hard as Nico Price. Let's consider the intangibles here. Nico Price is making his UFC debut on short notice. People often speak about UFC jitters and not having a full training camp, and, those things can severely limit a fighter's performance on fight night. Will that be the case here? We won't know until fight night. But if I had to guess, I would guess that it's not going to matter. If Nico Price is even a halfway decent wrestler and grappler, he's going to be able to control Thatch pretty much the entire fight. If he can land a few shots on Thatch's chin, he has the ability to put him on his ass and, keep it on the ground. This one's tough for me because I used to be really high on Thatch. I really liked him. And if he doesn't win this one, he's probably out of the UFC and on his way to like Bellator or World Series of Fighting or something like that, And if Price and his team watch any tape on Thatch, they should be able to come up with a pretty solid game plan to beat him. I feel like Thatch's only chance of winning this fight is knocking Nico Price out, either in the first round or early in the second. I don't know if he can do it, though, because Nico Price hasn't shown an inability to take a shot. Never been defeated by TKO, never been defeated by knockout. So that's a tough one to go with. So my prediction for this fight is that Nico Price will defeat Brandon Thatch by TKO in the 3rd round. If you agree, like and subscribe. If you disagree, let me know in the comments and let me know why. Don't just tell me I'm a stupid fucking idiot, because then I'm going to destroy you. And, tune into the next video, and thanks for watching. Thanks a lot.